We're out on a simple construction job site this morning, about a $3 million project. We'd like to talk to you about the overview of construction insurance. We're in a groundbreaking session of this construction project. You can see there's a lot of site work going on. The footers have been formed. The equipment's working to level out the site so they can prepare to put in the foundation. What can happen on a job site like this? How does insurance affect us? What kind of exposures do we have? As simple as this job looks right now, we have out here equipment running already. It's rental equipment, so the contractor has a responsibility to the company you rented it from to make restitution if anything happens to that equipment. Also, you've got workers, and that workers' compensation is part of that exposure. If these workers out here get injured on the job in Florida, the law says they're entitled to compensation for the medical benefits and for lost wages. If any of this equipment that's out here working right now damages any wires or underground piping or anything like that, that becomes the general liability exposure for the general contractor. So he's got a lot of exposure to damages. Any inspectors visiting the job site or any other personnel coming out to look at the job site, if they were to get injured by this equipment or anything on the site, there would be a bodily injury portion of that general liability that the contractor would also be responsible for. We have a general contractor out here who hires subcontractors to do the various phases of work. The general contractor has a responsibility to the public and his subcontractors to make sure everyone's protected and that his subcontractors are also carrying the proper amounts of insurance. You can see we have waste management materials out here. Again, we've got leased property. We've got stored materials out here. The contractor's responsible to the owner for stored materials. If it's stolen, if it burns up, if it's damaged in any fashion, he's going to have to make restitution to the owner because the owner doesn't want to pay twice for this material. You see a lot of vehicles parked on the site. Those vehicles, if they're owned by the contractor, need to be insured. If they're employee vehicles, then certainly they need to be insured properly for the sake of the general contractor. Again, if any damages to property or bodily injury occur. Also, this project will be bonded to the owner. The owner wants a guarantee that this job is going to be completed on time and based on the contract price at that level, because the owner's ultimate use of this property generates revenue for them. If there's any delays, it starts costing them additional money, and certainly if it goes over the budget, it's going to cost the money. So that bond guarantees those items. Basically, we've got some trench boxes out here. We got to talk about some safety issues. Anytime you talk about construction insurance, you got to talk about potential losses, and the best way to keep your insurance costs down is through safety programs, making sure they're in place, and making sure your workers are wearing their hard hats, the proper boots, their back straps, anything it takes in a safety environment to keep losses down, also keeps OSHA off your back. At IOA, we've got plenty of programs to help you with safety, for workers' compensation discounts, and for OSHA protection, which could be a cause of heavy fines on the job. If you'd like more information on this, all you have to do is give me a call, Don Pogue at Insurance Office of America, Jacksonville, Florida, at 904-448-9777.